Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy from the borough, D-Rymez, 89.6 FM, Westside Radio, the Shutdown show. And right now, right here, today, I'm interviewing an artist that's been coming up, that's been doing his thing, representing the Armenian community, shutting it down over there in LA. If you don't know who I'm talking about my guy, Armin. What's good, my brother?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, bro? Thank you for having me.
More than welcome, my guy. How are you, man? How's life right now?
Good, man. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? 2020 has been kind of a tough year for everybody in different ways, but we adjusting and doing our thing, you know? So we blessed, bro.
Yeah, that's good, my brother. That's good, man. So, I mean, like I've said previously, we've had talks over Instagram and stuff. I've been watching your grind, my brother, for a very long time. Like I've said, me being an Assyrian rapper from before, I've been doing that for 15 years. So I've always been looking at other sort of like Assyrian rappers around the world and Armenian, because our cultures and our history are very close. So, bro, you were someone from 10 years plus before that I've been watching, my guy, man.
My man, I appreciate it. I actually didn't know that you've been following me for that long, because we kind of been in communication the last, pretty recent. So I thought you kind of caught on just recently, but I appreciate that loyal support, It's definitely been a long road. Like you said, you Assyrian, I'm Armenian. There was really nobody from our background or similar backgrounds that have done it on this level. So, I feel like sometimes it was, some trial and error. Like we had to make some mistakes and we didn't really have no guidance coming in, basically, what I'm saying, where we come from the communities we come from. So, but what they say, the longer the road, the sweeter the victory, in the last couple of years, a lot of amazing things been happening for me, for my career. A lot of doors been opening, and we going hard right now.
100%, my brother, man. I'm seeing that, man. It's good. It's a good look, bro. For the people that don't really know about Armin, man, what kind of introduction would you like to give people, bro? I mean, I want to know about your come up. I want to know about where you were born, what areas and influences you had around you to make you the person you are today.
For sure, man. So, yeah, like you said, I'm originally Armenian. I was born out here in LA, but I was actually raised in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So kind of like an international kind of situation. The reason I was born there, Armenians, we spread all over the world, kind of like Assyrians, you know what I'm saying? Because of the genocide that happened in 1915, 1.5 million Armenians were massacred and hundreds of thousands of Assyrians as well by the Ottoman Turkish Empire. So obviously that led to, a lot of refugees and people fleeing to neighboring countries. And then with the Middle East being the way it is, a couple generations later, that led to a lot of Armenians going to like the Western world. So like to Europe and to America. So my dad's side of the family, they all ended up in the Netherlands. My mom's side of the family all ended up in LA. You know what I mean? So, so I was born in LA, but really on some immigrant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents wanted to make sure we born here. So eventually they felt like they would move here, even, you know what I'm saying? So I was only a few months old, or probably less, when we went back to the Netherlands, grew up there. Then my pops passed away actually when I was only 1. So I was 1 and my brother was 3, but my mom's, decided to stay out there in the Netherlands. So I was raised over there. And if you know anything about Europe, I mean, who am I saying? But I feel like in Europe, the love for that pure hip hop culture has always been very prominent. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Almost a little more than here. It's a little more industry here. And if you're not the hottest thing on the radio, people might kind of forget about you. Over there, there's always been that love and respect for like the pure hip hop culture. So that's kind of how I was raised, And then we had this older family friend that used to come around. So when I was like 9, 10 years old, he was probably like in his 20s, and he saw that I was already really into like hip hop and music, but I didn't really know what's what. So he started kind of guiding me. So he introduced me to like the Nas Illmatics, and to the Wu-Tang, and to the Tribe Called Quest, and the Gang Starr, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like that real purest hip hop. So that's really what I fell in love with. And then when I started doing my thing, that's always been the root of my music. You know, the lyricism, the content, the messages in the music, but also finding that balance. You know what I mean, with the more mainstream sounding music and the lyricism. So,
bro, you're absolutely right when it comes to Europe appreciating real hip hop and old school hip hop and boom bap hip hop. Because every time I've been to Amsterdam 5 times, bro, like, so they and they've got coffee shops with pure hip hop, Nas, old school stuff. So yeah, they really appreciate hip hop there, man. Trust me.
man, yeah, for sure. And that we see like a lot of the OGs, you know, the older legends that might not have, you know, huge careers anymore here. They still go out in Europe, they tour and they sell out shows, and they really just loved, respected, and they make amazing money over there. Out here, they might not anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, 100%.
But I guess that's kind of normal. You know what I mean? Everywhere in the world, they kind of look at it differently than from the place that you actually from. So
no, 100%, man. Yeah. And I really wanted to ask, sort of, what made you want to incorporate your background, Armenian, in your name, Armin? Was that intentional? How did that happen?
That actually, so my real name is Armin, just spelled kind of like Armin, Armin.
Okay.
But it's Armin, so it really is Armin, the way it's pronounced. And, you know, way before I even started rapping, I was probably like 12 or 13. I just started it spelling like the letter R dash mean, just because I thought it was cool. And then when I started rapping, you know, I just kind of took on that, you know, kept that same name, not really even thinking about the connection with Armenian, you know what I mean? But that just kind of worked out. And everyone always asks me the same question. So you call yourself Armin because you're Armenian? I'm like, not really, but I guess it works. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it worked perfectly, bro. What about the connection with other Armenian rappers? Because really and truly, my brother, it really has been you. I mean, you've got like other Armenian superstars like Surge and, you know, and things like that. But when it comes to hip hop and stuff like that, it's only really been you, my guy. So how have you connected with other Armenian rappers around the world and stuff like that? What have you done?
You know what, man? Like ever since I started back then, I was definitely the first, you know what I'm saying? Like even in our community, not only to the outside world. So when I dropped my first project, I remember like I was convincing the non-Armenians that Armenians can rap, but I was also convincing the Armenians that Armenians can rap. You know what I mean? Like it was weird for everybody. And then slowly, you know, of course, you know, hip hop is so universal now. There's definitely been, you know, Armenians trying to do it, but I feel like just no one has had that commitment for this long to really get to a certain level. You know what I mean? So far. So, you know, I see some young guys right now that's really doing it, and they talented, and I feel like they have potential. I just put out this Armenian MC Cypher 2020. You know, it's something that I did years ago, kind of for that same reason, to kind of unite the Armenians that are rapping. It really was never a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? But there was some motherfucking real MCs that could really spit, and I wanted to kind of show the world that. So I created this thing called the Armenian MC Cypher back in 13 was the first one we did. So really the whole reason was, let's show the world that like we could spit and compete with anybody, but also show our own community that we united, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like a lot of those guys, they just didn't really stick to it and keep going. You know what I mean? They weren't as committed. And so we made it an annual thing. But by 2016, we did the fourth Cypher. I kind of felt like, you know, there's no real new talent in our community for me to put on the Cyphers. So I kind of like just stopped it there. That was the last one we did. And then this year I brought it back for two reasons, because there's like a war going on back home. I don't know how familiar you are. But with Turkey and Azerbaijan, it's actually a very serious and bad situation. But I felt like, you know, if there's any time to unite the community, is now. And I kind of take that responsibility on me, being kind of the OG in my community, you know what I mean? So we did a new Cypher we just dropped last week, and I put on some newer, younger names. And they, you know, they kind of with the new wave, you know, they might not be as lyrical MCs, but they really, really talented and they killing it. So, you know, there's definitely a new wave coming, but for now at this level, yeah, I've definitely been the one kind of holding it down for my people, you know?
100%, my guy, 100%, man. Likewise, in my community down here, man, doing the whole music thing, bro, it's really myself, like, pushing it, but I'm always open to give back to the community in any way I possibly can, man. Doing events for our churches and giving out studio time on radio now, because I'm a DJ on Westside and stuff. So I'm trying to bring people up and just, you know, showcase their music, man. So something I'm really excited to speak to you about, my brother, is your new collaborations. Well, to us it's new, but your new collaborations and your collaborations with Scott Storch, my guy. Please, can you tell us how that happened, man? It's really exciting.
For sure, it's definitely new. I mean, I've personally been working with him for 1.5 years now, but we just recently started releasing some of the songs. You know, we've released 2 of them so far in the last like month and a half, so it's definitely a new situation. But yeah, man, Scott Storch, you know, I've known his manager for a very long time. His manager, Steve Lobel, one of those guys that's, you know, always connected to like the newer artists. You know, he always has his ear to the street. So early on, I kind of met him. One of my very first shows was opening up for Bone Thugs and Harmony. We did like a small run, like 4 or 5 shows out here in California. And he was the one that, you know, he saw me on the first show and then he put me on the rest of the shows because he was managing Bone Thugs at the time. He managed Bone Thugs from the very beginning. So recently he started managing Scott Storch. Actually, the first time I worked with Scott was like 3 years ago. We just did like 1 song, that we still haven't released to this day. But then through kind of like my new business partners and really through Be Real and Burner and kind of like my new circle of people that have been embracing me, I kind of got reconnected with Scott, you know what I'm saying? And we went into the studio and it basically just led to us working on a whole project. Now, I don't know if I'm going to drop, you know, it as an album anytime soon. At this point, we have mad songs, you know what I'm saying? Easily 20 or more. But I'm just, you know, building that momentum right now. So I'm just going to start dropping songs leading up to the project and then we'll see where it goes. But, you know, we just dropped the song King James. That was the first one produced by Scott Storch with my man Jeremiah. Prayers up to Jeremiah too, because he's in the hospital with that COVID, you know what I'm saying? We saw actually that he was on a ventilator, which is crazy. I couldn't believe it. But from what I've heard, he's doing a little bit better. So hopefully he'll get better soon. But that song went crazy, King James. You know, I made sure to drop it during the playoffs with the NBA and the Lakers going all the way and winning that championship. And then I just dropped that song Circus with Method Man and my man Kabaka Pyramid around Halloween. You know, that was Scott Storch as well. So I've been blessed, bro. I feel like Scott has really elevated everything for me. You know, production is just so important. And I have some amazing in-house producers right now too. So all the music is just really elevated by right now. But Scott, I feel like he brought the best out of me as an artist too. You know, I've always been an amazing, like I've been a lyricist, I've been a spitter, I've been a type of cat that wants to make sure I out-rap everybody. And you know, I was really competitive in that sense. But I feel like Scott really made me a better songwriter and we just making bigger records now. You know what I mean? Bro, Scott, as well as just me developing, you know what I mean, as an artist the last few years, but he, you know, his production just brings that out of you too. You know, he a hit maker, you know what I'm saying? So even when he makes a hip hop beat, for some reason, it still sounds like a big record. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of dude.
I mean, like we're talking about Scott Storch, cuz as a hip hop fan, like when I watched the Scott Storch versus Manny Fresh, my guy, the verses, like the guy raised me, bro. Like
me too, bro.
The bangers, like these. I didn't realize until his catalog until that day. I was like, yo, this guy is. He's one of the goats, if not the goat, bro. Like
he really is. He really is one of the goats. Those verses, I feel like all the verses, they really remind us of these people's catalogs. You know what I'm saying? And it was the same with Scott. I was in there talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Going hard for my man, even though Manny Fresh is obviously a legend as well. But yeah, man, the catalog is stupid, you know what I'm saying? So every time when I'm in there, when he gets excited about a song, like we got a couple that he's really, really excited about that are not released yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know I have some special, you know, because he really has gone to the highest of the highs. He doesn't get excited that easily, you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. And bro, I've been supporting King James. I've been supporting Circus, bro. Like
I seen it, mother. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Very, very big bangers, and I'll continue to be supporting them, man. Going through, like, I know you're a hip hop brother like me, man. The essence of hip hop and the rappers and the goats in the game, you pay homage and you pay respect to. how did it feel working with Method Man, bro? I felt like that one was more. That one had a bit of specialty to it for you, like
very, very, very special. He's literally always been one of my favorites, if not favorite, like top 3. When I'm saying like growing up, you know what I mean? Like Meth was really, really that dude. You know, I've always just been a huge Wu-Tang fanatic. Period. And then Meth was always my favorite, especially growing up. If I really had to pick, you know what I'm saying? So just him embracing me and fucking with me and acknowledging me and showing me that love means the world. You know, when you hear there's this saying people always say, don't meet your idols because you'll be disappointed. With him has literally been the opposite feeling. You know what I'm saying? I love him even more after meeting him, you know? So a few years ago, I met him through like mutual friends. Then I opened up some shows for him and he started wearing my merch on stage, like backstage. I gave him a shirt and then he's doing his whole set wearing my shirt, like things like I didn't expect or he didn't need to do just to show me love. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up on the Wu-Tang album that came out a couple years ago. I don't know if you know, with my man DJ Mathematics. So DJ Mathematics is the official Wu-Tang DJ, but also producer that's always been kind of producing under the RZA. So Wu-Tang dropped an album in 2017 called The Saga Continues. Super hard. It kind of went under the radar. Obviously, they're not as mainstream as they once were. But if you hear that project is really back to the essence of that Wu sound, and it's really well put together, and I'm really honored to be a part of it. Actually, Mathematics hit me up. He's like, yo, I got a record. Meth already laid a verse on it. We got to open 24 bars if you want to jump on it. I'm like, hell yeah. You know, I didn't even know what it was for at the time. I thought maybe it's for like a Method Man project or something, you know? So same night I went to studio, laid it, sent it back to him. He hit me with the fire emojis. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool. You know, I definitely, you know, made sure I did my best on it. And a few months later, I just woke up to this announcement that Wu-Tang is dropping a new album, and the track list, I was on it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
wow.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so that was already amazing. And it was just me and Meth on that song. If anybody want to check it out, it's called G'd Up. And then, you know, the relationship was just cool. So when I had the song, when I was working with Scott, I just hit Meth, you know, I just hit him up like, yo, I'm working with Scott Storch. I got this record if you know, want to bless me. And he literally just said, send it to me. 2 weeks later, he sent it back. I didn't have to like, you know what I mean? He didn't ask for nothing. I didn't have to keep hitting him up like, yo, when you gonna do it? Like I didn't, just that one time, you know, just a class act, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, crazy.
And then when we dropped the record, he supported it. He posted it. Like I couldn't ask for anything more, man. So salute to Matt.
And you're not new to collaborations, bro. Like, so I from 8 years ago, you had Lost Angels with The Game.
Yep. That was my first major collaboration, you know, the first major artist that ever embraced me and fucked me. We was Game. Lost Angels, that song did a lot for me. That was kind of the beginning, you know what I mean, of like this new wave of like the industry kind of taking note. You know, the first time I got posted on these blogs and, you know what I mean, a little bit like out here in LA, you know, got a couple spins on the radio. Like it was all because of that song. Obviously, because Game was on it, but also because it was just a banger. You know what I'm saying? So, and then since then, I've done a couple songs with Game. He was also the first one to kind of embrace the whole Armenian genocide movement when we started with the shirts and everything. I actually got one right here. But when I did the Open Wounds song for the Armenian genocide, and we did these T-shirts that said "Our wounds are still open" or "We are still here," and he was the first one to wear it and posted, and the shit kind of went viral for us, you know what I mean? And we did, and that's when we realized, yo, we can really use these shirts and just this hip hop platform to spread this powerful message about the genocide, you know, being recognized. So that's also the shirt that Meth wore at the show that I earlier mentioned. Like I just gave it to him. He wore it during the show. That's and since then, a lot of people been, you know, everyone from Post Malone to Cardi B to DMX to, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, Nas, a lot of people been supporting that. So it turned into a movement. Game started that kind of for us, you know?
Oh, no, big up the Game, man. Big up the Game for sure, man. Sure. So in terms of these collaborations you're having right now, working with Scott, is there a dream collaboration coming up or have you not hit that yet?
I've definitely hit it. Look, I got some really big records coming with some really big names. I'm in a really blessed position right now, being fully independent, doing a project with Scott Storch, all these big people embracing me like it's an amazing thing. But the one that I can let you know, because I already said it on social media, is we got a record with Nas coming soon. I still can't kind of believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that's literally a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? So that's on the way. I got some other big ones on the way, and some current, you know what I mean? More like these are the legends we talking about. I got also some more current dudes, but Nas, man, that's the one. You know, if I ever had to pick a dream collaboration, it would have been Nas, and it kind of just happened really organically. So,
how did it happen, bro?
So about a year ago, he basically. So I did this mixtape called Nas and M, right? It was like a tribute mixtape that I did back in like 2016. It was like one of the lowest points in my career. Nothing was going right, and you know, so it was really just because I'm a fan and I wanted to rap on their beats. So I just started, you know, laying not only freestyles, but kind of like making whole songs out of their beats. You know what I'm saying? It was like Nas beats and Eminem beats. It was like about 12 songs. And then the last song on that tape, I call it The Letter to the King, which was like an actual tribute. You know what I'm saying? So the first verse, I'm talking to Nas. Second verse, I'm talking to M. We even went to like Queensbridge projects, and then we went to like Detroit to like shoot a little video, and we put it out, man. And that was 2016. So about a year ago, end of 2019, Nas ends up hearing that. So I get a FaceTime call out of nowhere. I pick up, and it's Nas, like holding the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh shit, is the first thing that I said, right? And he's like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, yo, I just heard that song. That shit fire, bro, fire. And in that moment, I didn't even think of what song, because that shit's like 3 years old. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what song? He's like, the one you did for me and M. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so happy you finally heard it. And then he's like, nah, that shit really did something to me right now. And he's pointing at his chest. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? So it really kind of like touched him. So a few days later, we're in the studio, man. I let him know we working. I got this project coming out with Scott Storch, this and that. And he was down to work, bro. So, and we were really in the studio together too. So it was like really surreal. It's not like I just send him a record and he sent me back a verse. You know what I'm saying? We were in there creating on the spot. It was also kind of pressure on me to come up with something on the spot. And if you know anything about Scott Storch, every beat he makes, at least 90% of them, he makes everything on the spot. It's not like he's sending me beats and I'm picking, you know what I'm saying?
I really wanted to speak to you about his work ethic, bro. Like the guy's literally just like, yeah, he'll smoke a spliff and then just.
Yeah, it always, every session always starts, what's up, bro? Every session just starts with like a conversation. So it's really just what kind of record do we want to make? What's the idea? What's the concept? What's the vibe? And then he just starts creating, you know what I'm saying? So I went to the studio a couple hours before Nas was about to show up. And, you know, he just started. He was in top form that day. He was super excited too. I mean, Nas is at the end of the day special for anybody.
So you did it together in the studio?
So we did it, yeah, with me. Well, it was me and Scott and his co-producer Avedon. We made the beat right before Nas came, like literally like a couple hours before we went in there, and it was done right before he walked in. You know what I'm saying? And I was just very excited to have the perfect beat. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the easiest way I can describe it is this song is the perfect song that I would want to do with Nas. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so happy about it. It's the perfect thing that I would, you know what I mean? It came to life exactly the way I imagined it when I was dreaming about doing a song with him. You know what I'm saying? So when he walked in, the beat was done. And then I started writing. So, you know, I spit a little bit for him. I'm like, these are just some bars I have so far working on the concept. He's like, cool, I know what to do. So he started writing. Then I came up with the hook. So I told him, yo, what you think it is? He loved it. And it kind of went from there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we did it all together. It was really special. And I got it all on camera. So when it's time to release that, you know what I'm saying? I tried to hold it. I didn't want to announce it, but I was too excited at the time. So I just posted it. You know what I'm saying?
No, come on, man. Why wouldn't you be, bro? Bro, you are really the definition of the underdog's rising, my guy. You've really been grinding for many, many years, non-stop. Yeah. Even as an artist, I know how it is, man. When you hit a very, very low, like I hit a low, like not even too long ago, like 3 years ago. I was like, bro, what's happening? Like what's happening? And then I woke up one day and Westside Radio were like, do you want to do Westside? Amazing. Do you want to do radio? And I was like, on my mum's birthday, And she was, and they were like, "Do you want to do radio?" And I was like, "You know what? One thing I learned about life years ago is take opportunities, bro. Even if it's scary, bro, you have to take an opportunity no matter what. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, at least you've done it. So, bro, you are the definition of someone that's been grinding, doing their thing, and now look at the fruits of your labor, my guy.
I mean, it's really first of all, it's what you said, take every opportunity, but it's really just not quitting. I always quote Nipsey Hussle, because my grind been this marathon type of grind that he's always been talking about. He has this interview where he says the only distinguishing quality was I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? And when I look back at everyone that I started with or that was doing music at the time that I started, they all quit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them, because it's been a long road and it gets really difficult. You know what I'm saying? Except my right hand man, my man Kodo, who's always been with me, my manager. But everybody else all quit. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just attributed to, how strong is the passion for this? Like, how much do you love this and how much do you want it? Like, for me, I couldn't quit if I wanted to. I had times where I was just like, man, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? It's just never going to happen. It's never going to get to a bigger level. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. But I never quit because I just wanted to do it. I wanted to make music and I kept going, and small opportunities lead to big things. And you might take 20 of those opportunities and nothing happens, and you might get discouraged, but you got to keep going. And a lot of doors started opening for me when in 2017 I did this thing called Me Mondays. So again, 2016 was one of the lowest years. I did that little Nas and M mixtape, which actually got a lot of traction online, but still, nothing major was happening. And I just decided I got to switch things up. I got to do something different. So I started dropping one song every week for a full year. I actually went more than a year, but that was my campaign in 2017. I called it Me Mondays. And even though it wasn't my best music, because honestly, I was creating in real time. So every week I'm just trying to make a new song and drop it. You know what I'm saying? Not too much thought put into it, but just that presence online every week. Slowly Block started picking me up and tweeting me every week. So the name started coming by people's, timelines every week. So I was just active. And at the same time, I was out and about meeting people and doing my thing. And eventually Be Real from Cypress Hill, I had freestyle on a radio show once that he was there, and they just kind of put me on the spot. And they're like, yo, Be Real is here as a guest. You want to like sit down and spit some on air? Like on the spot, And I'm like, hell yeah. That was another opportunity that I took, and I went super hard, and he always remembered me from that. He's like, yo, you the kid from Soul Assassins Radio that was spitting. I'm like, yeah. So now a couple years later, I was doing this Mean Mondays thing, and he hit me up. He's like, yo, I see you, working and you're doing this Mean Mondays thing. Why don't you come on my show? He has this TV, like online TV thing called Be Real TV. He's like, come on my show and do some like a performance or a freestyle every week. You know what I'm saying? You drop a new music every week, do like some video content with it every week. So of course it was a big platform, but even more than that, the relationship with him start building because I'm there every single week with him, you know what I'm saying? And the whole team. So I'm meeting a lot of new people, and that opened so many doors. I met Burner. I met all their business partners that ended up becoming my business partners. I reconnected with Scott Storch through all that, you know what I'm saying? Just being there every week, even though it wasn't getting crazy amount of streams or crazy amount of views, but I kept going for a whole year, every fucking week, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Memorizing a new song or a new freestyle or a new something to perform, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work, but I just kept going, and slowly a lot of doors started opening, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, so consistency is key. Don't let no one tell you nothing.
That's literally everything, bro. Consistency. If you put out quality shit and do it consistently, it might take a while, but something's gonna crack sooner or later.
100%, man. I want to talk about the sick little relationship you have with Burner and Be Real. And I just saw on Instagram recently you're releasing your own strain, Lost Angel.
Yeah,
talk about that, bro.
It all kind of happened from that whole story that I just said through through Be Real. I met his partners and I met Burner, and we all kind of linked up and started building. And then when Burner heard some of the music that I was doing with Scott Storch, some of the new unreleased stuff, He was like, yo, you dead nice. We should, Burner is known to do these collaboration albums. So in between his own albums, he does albums with other people. He did full-length album with like Styles P. Then he has a bunch with Be Real. Then he did with like Mozzie, with like so many people, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, let's do a whole project. And I was like, oh, that's a huge look for me. Burner has a big, big following in the independent world, So we just dropped that this year in August. It's called The Warning. So that album is out right now. We have Wiz Khalifa on there. Of course, Be Real's on there. Dave East is on there. Styles P is on there. So that's already that was kind of the new beginning for me. All this new music.
Yeah, man.
That Burner project. And I also went on tour with him exactly a year ago, right before the whole COVID thing hit. We was on tour, huge, coast to coast, United States tour. So shout out to Burner, you know what I'm saying? So that just led to me, I'm always the type to look for different business opportunities while we're doing the music, because that's the independent grind, you know what I mean? I'm in my store right now. I'm in the back in the little studio office area, but we have our own store with our own clothing line. And then now we kind of using the same branding. It's actually the LA Lost Angels brand. I'm looking if I have the logo here somewhere, but this LA logo has become, when I dropped Los Angeles, then we did like the clothing line with that LA, and we opened our store, the Pentagon LA, and then now we dropping our Lost Angels strain. You know what I'm saying? The marijuana strain. It's gonna be in all the cookies and Dr. Green Thumb stores. Unfortunately, it won't be in Europe just yet. You know what I'm saying? But we'll expand. It's new. It's gonna drop this Friday on Black Friday. We call it. It's the Friday after Thanksgiving out here in America. It's called Black Friday. That's gonna be the drop. It's gonna be big. It's some real LA OG Kush. If you're a smoker, it's the highest of the highest grade, bro. It's some really, really good shit. So
for the people that are not really, for the smokers actually that are familiar, what is your strain like? Can you describe your strain, how it's making people feel, what kind of vibe they're going to get out of it when they're smoking it?
Because it's a Los Angeles and it's, it's some LA shit. The whole packaging and the vibe is LA, and that's what we wanted to do. So we wanted to come out with something that is really LA, meaning, generally the LA cats, that's what we smoke. We smoke some straight, what we call OG Kush. It's an indica strain. It really makes you like chill and vibe. You know what I'm saying? There's other ones that kind of are more uppers and that make you, like the sativas and everything. This is some very strong, high percentage. I believe it's like 35% of THC. It's some really crystallized. If you follow me on IG, or you should follow me on IG, but go look on my page at Armin. I just posted some, you see the crystals. It just, you know what I mean? For some people, it might even put them to sleep if you're not a real smoker, but the smokers are really going to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It's
that's dope. That's dope, man. That's 100% dope. But have you been to London?
I have been to London. Of course, I grew up in Amsterdam, and as a kid, I've been a couple times. But the last time has been like a good 10 years already. I actually had a show out there when I went the last time, but it was more of an Armenian thing. Like the Armenian community out there flew me out for a show. I had like a few European shows that year. That's like 2009 or 2010 or something. But that's the last time I've been there. It's been a while.
Are you familiar with any UK artists at all?
To be completely honest, I'm not too familiar. The only artists that I really know is the ones that be collaborating with people out here, or like Drake put them on or something, not to sound too superficial, but yeah, I'm not too familiar. I would love to get familiar though,
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. You know where I am when you come here, bro. Come jump on Westside, bro, and come meet the community, because obviously there's a big community down here, bro. There really is. Yeah. And obviously with everything that's going on right now, they've really been showing up to these marches and stuff outside Parliament and all these different places in London. So you definitely
mean the Syrian Armenian community?
Yeah, there's the Syrian Armenian community, but mainly the Armenian community as well. I mean, we're all really tight knit, but the Armenian community, especially, of course.
I get hit up a lot by, honestly, Armenians all over the world, especially, the UK a lot, and London. I know there's a huge community out there. I haven't been, recently, but hopefully soon, man. This world is locked down right now, and it's been, we all thought it'll be a couple months and it'll go back to normal, but it's been taking so long. I can't wait. I've never missed performing and touring this much. You know what I'm saying? So, and coming to Europe and the UK is definitely on the top of my list. So I don't know how 2021 is gonna look, but hopefully, I'll be out
Yeah.
there. Just some people.
You taking the vaccine?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, bro. I don't know if we're supposed to say it publicly. Honestly, I don't think so at this point, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. What I did hear is an Armenian dude. I don't know about there, but it's the company Moderna that made the at least the most highly effective vaccine so far, and it's Armenian owned. It's pretty crazy.
That's dope, bro. I didn't know that, man. I'm gonna look out for that.
Yeah, I just found out and tweeted it. Not to make things about too much about Armenian things, but we've been really going through it as a people and a community for the last couple months, being attacked by Azerbaijan, who's backed by Turkey. It's kind of a complicated situation, but there's this area called Artsakh that's, historically Armenian, and they want to kind of take it over. So in September, they just kind of attacked us out of nowhere, and it's been a whole ethnic cleansing type of situation. And we just waiting for like the world to step in and help out, and nobody, the world just been watching, you know what I'm saying? It happening, all these innocent people being killed. So there was this tweet floating around saying, even though the world, doesn't care and just let people kill us off, just to let you know, an Armenian is about to save the whole fucking world with this vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like important to let people know. Yeah.
Nah, I respect that, my guy, man. Yeah. Bro, as a sort of last couple questions, man, as an Armenian artist that's really representing your people, and for all the Armenian rappers that may be coming up and really looking up to you as the man for the community, bro, what advice would you give up? What advice would you give to those young Armenian artists that's sitting down there with their lamp and their pen and pad, going to the studio, making music, trying to do their thing?
Well, first, let me say this, because you asked me earlier too, like how come I kind of represent and like incorporate it into my interviews and even the music here and there. Is like, I feel like hip hop was always, originally hip hop has been the culture, the voice of the people, the voice of the oppressed, the voice of the street. So me coming in as kind of like the first of my background on this level, I feel like I had to tell the story of my people and represent where I'm from. It's really just a hip hop thing to do, to represent where you're from. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of carry that flag proudly. Now, for advice for any up and coming artist, really, it kind of goes back to what we said earlier about consistency and not giving up and taking every opportunity. For most people that make it on a high level, they've been doing this for many, many years. You know what I'm saying? I would say on average, easily a decade of work put in. You know what I'm saying? It just takes, how they say, put in that 10,000 hours. It just takes that long for you to become a master of your craft and be able to compete at that highest level. You know what I'm saying? So what it really all comes down to is find what your passion is. If it's really, really your passion, you'll stick to it and you'll go for years and years until you find your own lane, until you find the people to support you and get that support system. Having a team is really important. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be here, especially everything that's been happening the last few years. I just simply wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my team. You know what I'm saying? But it'll happen organically. It'll happen when you keep working. People that become fans of you and fans of your work ethic, they'll slowly become and want to become part of your team. And you want your team to be fans of you. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be people that really believe in you. I have people with me grinding for over 10 years. My dream kind of became their dream. You know what I'm saying? My purpose in life became their purpose. They want me to make it. That means they make it. You know what I'm saying? So really it comes all back to your dedication, your persistency. Keep going, find your voice, find your lane, and don't give up, man. You know what I'm saying? And something will crack eventually.
That's amazing words, bro. That's 100% facts, bro. I've been sort of grinding the same sort of way. It's been about 15 years now. And all of a sudden, I'm a DJ on radio. My connections have just doubled. My platform is amazing to bring on artists, and it's all musically related. So I never knew what was going to happen with that. But
absolutely. And usually something happens, just one, might be a major step or something that initially might not even look as that major, but that one thing leads to so many other things. and relationships is everything. You know what I'm saying? Like when you build relationships with people, every door and every opportunity that has happened is because of relationships. You know what I'm saying? If you're a genuine dude, people kind of feel that, you know what I mean, you're genuine and you're working hard and you're good at what you do, a lot of opportunities will open up for you, bro.
100%, my guy. Last question, bro, before I let you go. What are we expecting from Armin? What have you got the name for the album coming out with Scott Storch? And another important question to do with what I'm just asking you now is, are you going to be dropping this pandemic regardless or not? Like, is it coming out, or is it going to be like, man, I wish I was setting it, I wish I was doing it with a launch party and stuff like that? So what?
Yeah, man. So that's kind of been a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of taking it as we go and kind of filling out the momentum. I'm not planning, like I don't have the idea of what my album drop is going to be yet. I'm working on it. I have some title ideas, obviously, but nothing really concrete yet, because I kind of want to see both how my career is going and how the world is going. You know, I have some records that I feel like can really take over the world, but I feel like the world needs to be open. I need these clubs and bars to be open. I need weddings to happen. I need parties to happen, because I have really records that can really do damage in these clubs. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to wait for that, but also I can't wait forever. So we just got to kind of see how the first quarter of the year goes and kind of gauge it off that. But for now, I'm planning to just keep dropping records, just dropping songs, building up to that album. You know what I'm saying? I might even drop small EPs or small side projects leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just rush it yet, but what I can promise everybody is a lot of new music is coming, and a lot of big collaborations is coming, and a lot of high quality music is coming. You know what I'm saying? We just started dropping all this shit the last couple months. Started with the Burner album. Again, that's out right now. It's called The Warning. It's me and Burner. We got Wiz Khalifa, Davies, Styles P, Be Real, Chris Webby, a lot of people on that project. Then I dropped the Scott Storch single, King James, with Jeremiah. Then we dropped the next Scott Storch single with Method Man and Kabaka Pyramid. And then I did the Armenian MC Cypher last week. So I'm going to keep that momentum going. I'm going to keep dropping music probably even before the end of the year. And then top of the year, we're going to go even harder. But I got a lot of things in store, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we ready for next year. Yeah.
Amazing, my brother. And Armin, my guy, you know I'm going to be supporting you, my guy.
Appreciate you, for real. Thank you so much. Thank you for that loyal support. Thank you for all the recent support. It doesn't go unnoticed, bro. And that 100%. Goes for everybody out there, for real.
100%, bro. When I come out there, I'm going to come check you, bro, man. We'll get from
you, bro. Come through. Let me know. Anytime.
100%, my guy. Armin, appreciate it, my brother. Nothing but love, and good luck to everything that's going on right now, man. And like I said, the support is there. Let's get it, my G.
Appreciate you. Love is love. Peace out, bro.
Love, bro.
Love.